and Assalamualaikum. Welcome to today's safety seminar. Today's session is focused on routine construction project with a special look at residential housing development like townhouse, apartment block, and another multi-unit project. Our goal is simple: to give you a clear understanding of the most common hazard you will face on site, the safety regulation you need to know, and the tools you use every day to keep your team safe. As supervisor, you are the front line of safety on site. What you do or don't do make a real difference. So, let's dive in and make sure you are ready for the job.
What is the construction industry? The construction industry involves a wide range of projects, including residential buildings like homes and townhouses, commercial buildings such as office and mall, and institutional buildings like school and hospitals. An example of a typical residential construction project is a 100-unit townhouse complex. This type of project progresses through multiple phases and involve different contractors, each with specific safety responsibilities.
Let's begin by understanding the main stages in a typical residential housing construction project. Each phase is like a puzzle piece. They fit together to complete a safe and strong building, but every step comes with its own set of safety concerns. So, here's a simple breakdown. Site preparation and excavation. This is where everything begins. The lane is clear, level, and trenches are dug. It may look calm, but this phase is risky. There's danger of soil collapsing, people falling into holes, or machinery accidents if not controlled properly. Foundation work. Here we lay the base of the house, usually concrete footings with steel reinforcement. Workers are exposed to wet concrete burns, rebar injuries, and confined space. Everything has to be strong, safe, and stable. Structural framing. This is where the building takes shape. Wood, steel, or concrete frames go up, forming walls, floor, and roof skeletons. But here's the challenge. Working at heights, unstable frames, and falling tools create serious risk. Utility systems. Now it's time for the pipes, wires, and air systems. Different trades work in the same space. If communication fails, we may face electrical shocks, gas leaks, or HVAC system malfunctions. Interior finishes. This is where it starts to look like a home, but installing drywall, painting, laying tiles, or fixing lights still brings hazards like slips, trips, inhaling fumes, and sharp tools. Exterior work. The last stage covers everything on the outside: roof tiles, paint, plants, even the driveway. Workers face fall hazard, heat exposure, and risk from working near roads or machines. During construction, multiple teams work at the same time. If there's no proper coordination, jobs overlap and risk double. That's why communication and scheduling are critical for safety. Now that we know the phases, let's talk about the real-life dangers workers face on site. Residential construction may seem safer than high-rise projects, but trust me, the hazards are still serious. Excavation hazards. Digging can turn deadly if trenches collapse or someone falls in. That's why shoring, barriers, and safety signs are super important. Working at height. Whether it's roofing, ladders, or scaffolding, falls are still the number one cause of construction death. Safety harness, guardrails, and proper training can save lives. Electrical work. Live wires, exposed circuits, or bad lockout takeout procedure can lead to electrical shock or arc flash. Always confirm the power is off and use insulated tools. Material handling injuries. Lifting bricks, tiles, or wood incorrectly can cause muscle strains, back injuries, or drop objects. Mechanical aids and good posture are key. Demolition hazard. When tearing down walls or floors, workers face unstable structures, falling debris, and even hazardous materials like asbestos or mold. Noise and dust exposure. Drilling, sawing, and sanding produce loud noise and fine dust, which can cause hearing loss or respiratory problems over time. Personal protective equipment, PPE, like earplug and dust masks are essential. Each of these hazards can be controlled, but only if we recognize them and take action.
Next is risk effect and controls. First, we have force from head. This can result in fractures, serious head injuries, or even fatalities. To control this hazard, we implement guardrails on elevated platforms, provide workers with safety harness, and ensure properly construct scaffold with toolbox and access ladder are used. Number two, excavation collapse, where workers can be trapped or buried under soil. This can be fatal if the excavation isn't secure. Control measures include using shoring system, trench box, and conducting regular inspection by competent personnel. Number three, electric shock. Electric shock can cause severe burns, nerve damage, or death by electrocution. The key controls here are following lockout procedure, ensuring equipment is properly insulated, and using the correct personal protective equipment, such as rubber gloves so it's for high voltage work. Number four, manual handling and heavy lifting are often underestimated hazards. This can lead to muscle strain or long-term back injuries. That's why we promote the use of mechanical lifting aids like forklift or hoist and provide training on safe lifting techniques. Lastly, dust and noise, invisible threats that can cause chronic respiratory issue and hearing loss. To manage this risk, we provide respiratory protective equipment, use ventilation system to filter airborne particles and install noise barriers or provide ear protection.
Okay, next, we're going to tell you guys about relevant 2024 Safety Regulation, Occupational Safety and Health Construction Work Regulation 2024. This thing effective since 1 June 2024. For the overview, the Construction Work and Design and Management Regulation 2024 CWDM mandate safe project management from planning, design to completion. Apply to all types of construction project across Malaysia. Okay, next. For part 4, responsibilities of employees and supervisor. Establish clear duties at different project stage, emphasizing accountability for safety protocols. Next, for schedule, site-specific hazard requires the identification and control of unique on-site risks, including those related to excavation, demolition, utilities, etc. As you guys can see, this is regulation extracted from OSHA 2024. We can see four regulation. And the first one is Regulation 23. Regulation 23 requires the use of fall protection system for work at height of 2 meters or more. This includes installing guardrails, safety net, or personal for arrest system (PFAS). Employees must ensure regular equipment inspection and provide proper training to workers. Next is Regulation 30. Under Regulation 30, all electrical installation must be safety grounded and protected by residual current device (RCD). Only qualified electricians are permitted to perform electrical work. Daily inspection of electrical tools and system must be conducted to minimize risk. For Regulation 34, uh, emphasizing the importance of clear hazard communication. Employees must display standard safety sign, label hazardous chemical correctly, and ensure that all sign is understandable to all multilingual workforce. Safety datasheet SDS must be accessible. Last one is Regulation 42, mandate the use of protective system for trances deeper than 1.5 meters, such as soaring or tempests. Safe access must be provided via ladders or ramp. Auto-varic testing and physical barriers are required, and excavation must be inspected daily. The 2024 regulation promote a risk-based, proactive approach to construction safety. They assign clear responsibility to all stakeholders, from client to contractors, and enforce compliance through strict penalties. Every site, every task, safety first.
Next is mandatory safety measure before work begins. First, every worker must go through a safety induction. This training ensures that all teams members are aware of site-specific risks, the correct of use of PPE, and procedures for reporting hazards or incidents. Second, all personnel must be familiar with the site emergency procedures. This includes knowing the evacuation plan, emergency exits, assembly points, and participating in regular fire drills or emergency simulation. Number three, the safety and health fire risk assessment. This identify potential hazard, evaluate risk, and outline control measures to minimize danger. Number two, training records. These logs show that workers are properly trained and competent for the jobs they perform. Number three, inspection reports. These are records of routine checks on tools, scaffolding, lifting equipment, and safety system for ensuring everything remains in good working condition.
For summary, let's wrap up with a few key things to keep in mind on every residential site. First, this site have a lot of hazards. Even though it might look simple, there are a lot going on, like roofing, wiring, digging, having lift, and all of that bring risks. We got to stay alert. Second, always plan ahead. Before we start, check the site, what are dangers, who working where, what safety steps are in place. Don't wait for something to go wrong. Third, know the 2024 safety rules. We have clear rules now for fall, electricity, and more. They are there to protect you and your team, so follow them every time. Lastly, make safety part of the job. If you take safety seriously, another will too. Speak up, fix issue, and set the example. That was that what the leadership looks like. Remember, learn ahead, follow the rules, and keep your crew safe. They how that's how everyone gets home in one piece.